Hey friends, it's Sleepy. This is the story of how I beat my first Metroidvania, and how it changed me in ways I never thought it would. Now I've bounced off of this genre so many times I've lost count, but Hollow Knight Silksong was going to be my swan song to this pattern. A game that's had 7 years of hype building it up, but also one that ended up being modded and officially patched to make it easier because of public outcry due to its difficulty. So this is either the best or the worst idea I've ever had. And starting things off, I think the opening cutscene only added to my confusion. Hornet, our main character, is being transported to somewhere unknown by unknown captors. She breaks free and falls down a hole, so now it's my job to get some answers after I'm done collapsing. I'm very thankful that Team Cherry decided to give Hornet debilitating migraines in this opening section, because it felt like she was trying to relate to me wrapping my head around the whole diagonal downward thrust attack. But awkward or not, I'd better get used to it fast. This was an easy introductory fight that taught me about staggering bosses and made me feel more comfortable with the controls. On the path ahead lied Bone Bottom, a campground for the pilgrims of this land, which gave me time to stop and admire the quiet beauty of this game. The music is ambient and melancholy, huts are scrappy, and the people look weak from the journey that they've been on, the journey I'm about to go on. Despite that, this downtrodden makeshift home truly feels like home because of all the friendly faces who choose to spread hope and kindness. I was genuinely taken aback by how many NPCs were nice to me here. Me and my lucky chime are at your service. Listen to her! On top of this area's charm, the game as a whole looks, sounds, and feels amazing. The writing is real smart and fun to read, delivering me the main objective of making it to the Citadel in a succinct and natural way. Shit, it even takes the time to remind me of all my favorite things. Yours is no pilgrim spirit. You've the bearing of a hunter. A hunter? It was this appeal that made me so excited to continue despite my confusion. Like, why is there this bath of bells underneath Bone Bottom? Like, what is this, Bell Bottom? I'm sorry. The game quickly punished me for that joke by introducing the concept of paid benches, meaning if you don't have enough money, you're locked out of a checkpoint. Not to mention, the next area just looks like hell. We're just getting right into the pain, aren't we? Actually, no, this place is chill. I like all the funny noises that the enemies make here. Plus, I got to meet Chakra, who Pashanka! Sorry, that's just a little thing between the two of us, you wouldn't get it. Who sells me a map of the Marrow that I don't know how to read because there is no "you are here" icon and I'm not a geographist. So I did the next best thing and just picked a direction and rolled with it, hoping it was the way forward. That's a dead end. And a big monster. So getting lost in backtracking has always been a sore spot in Metroidvanias for me. I struggle when I feel like I'm not making progress in a game. On top of that, I am the reason why game developers paint ladders yellow. I can get lost in Baby Park and my brother, that is a circle. But honestly, this didn't feel all that bad to me. I felt like there was still plenty of unexplored areas, even with a barely functional map, so momentum was never lost. Through this exploration, I found an elevator back to Bone Bottom and a new ability, the Silk Spear, which uses some of your silk bar to launch a heavy attack with long range. I thought it was a cool trade-off, because spinning a full silk bar is how you heal, and you get silk by hitting enemies. So it's like a rock, paper, scissors thing, except not at all like that. Not gonna lie, I don't even know, don't put this in the final script. Oh shit, my bad. Bell Beast. Alright. Fair enough. My sincerest apologies to anyone who thought this was going to be a deathless run. The Bell Beast felt like the first real boss to me. He introduced the double damage mechanic that a lot of attacks in this game have, and kept me on my toes with all the sporadic movement and the bouncing bells. It didn't take long for me to put him down and befriend him, but little did I know this would be far from the harshest challenge I'd face in these early hours. Maybe that first death was an omen, a welcome sign to any and every line of code in this game to relentlessly kick my ass from here on out, because the next area I traveled to was the Hunter's March. First of all, it took me like 10 minutes to wrap my head around these red little bouncy balls that you have to do the downward thrust into to get up there. Second of all, this guy. Hey. No. I'm goofing. This guy only does two things. This guy is being referred to as this guy because he isn't even important enough to have a name. But yet I still kept dying to him. Over and over again, I'd get mixed up by this jump attack that has really long range. It'd take out a third of my health, kill me, then send me back 3 miles because I haven't found another bench yet. And again, this isn't even a boss. This is 3-move Morgan, and I don't get it. Like, do I go under him? Can I even react fast enough to do that? I can't jump over him because he raises his weapon up like this. Like, am I stupid? Because I sure as hell felt like I was. I know what he's trying to fucking do! I know what to do, but I'm not fucking doing it because I'm fucking stupid! On top of that crash out, things did not get easier from there. When I eventually beat the mini-boss, I still hadn't figured out how to deal with that jump, so it felt more like a fluke than anything. I could have searched around for a bench to log this progress, but instead I stubbornly pushed forward, assuming that a bench would just be sitting out there in the opening for me, so what happened was I just stumbled into another gauntlet instead. It was very nice of Chakra to help me, but I still died when the final blow was dealt, so I wouldn't have to do the gauntlet again, but that does mean that I'm going all the way back. Thus, I enter the cycle of dying repeatedly while trying to get back because I'm playing impatiently, or I got to a new area with traps and enemies that caught me off guard. And after 20 minutes of this, I finally found a bench that you have to pay for. Guess who didn't have any money because he kept dying? So you're fucking evil. This game is evil. This is a fucking evil game made by evil people. And sure, that may have been true if this was the only option for how to move forward. Do you know how many alternate pathways I skipped? Probably 7 trillion. It was my stubbornness, my impatience, my disappointment in myself that put me in this bad situation. I hate that. I hate sharing that. It's embarrassing. And it's not the only time it's going to happen in this video. I don't know why I felt such a strong need to perform to, you know, like to... Yeah, thanks. You don't have to shout though. I'm right here. Like, don't do that again. But hopefully I find out by the end of this game. If I make it there. For now though, I've stumbled upon the deep docks. A lake of lava that feels more like a mine than a volcano. Forge workers and big boxes of coal dot the area all over, creating a distinct identity from the Marrow despite them both being lava areas. But much like the Marrow, I'm still wandering around aimlessly. See, I bought the compass from Chakra, which allows you to see where you are on your map, but I didn't realize that you have to equip it to your crest for it to work. Maybe somebody told me this, maybe I was just supposed to figure it out, but regardless, I wouldn't put it on for another, like, hour and a half. Yeah, okay, laugh it up. Laugh at the funny video. Wait, who the fuck are you? This is Lace. She's a friendly face who... Oh, okay, wow. Okay, never mind. I completely read this situation wrong. If previous boss fights were like a scramble, this one is like a dance. The clinking of our weapons together, the movement, the move sets, we feel like 2 sides of the same coin. 2 equal swordswomen dueling to the death. My only complaint is that it was over as soon as it started. I cleared this fight on my first try, causing Lace to run away. That definitely wasn't the extent of her abilities, and I'm looking forward to seeing more later. The path forward led me to the far fields, a sleepy grotto that's ambient, beautiful and warm despite its dark and foreboding undertones. Wow, that sounds great. You must have had a super easy time here, right? And now, a story in 3 parts. Part 1, silly mistake. Part 2, that'll surely never happen again. Part 3, assume the gaming posture so that I don't die. So this little lava area is the bottom of a long vertical tunnel that's connected by these airways. To surf them, I gotta complete a wish, which are side quests that give you radical upgrades you definitely want, Brandon. But as soon as I upgraded my cloak thanks to this seamstress, it appeared. Hey? The 4th chorus was super fun, but a lot less scary than he looks. He only has like 3 moves, these palm slams, a sweep, and the temper tantrum that makes rocks fall, and in between that, he's vulnerable to attack for like 6 hours, so you're just jumping up and whacking him. In his 2nd phase, he opens airways that I assume you're supposed to surf with the new ability to get up to him, but even with platforms sinking, there's still always a place for you to stand, and his sweep is still easy to dodge. I kinda wish there was more to it, because this was really fun. Oh, look at the little dance. Look at the little dance. Look at what she's doing. Ooh, she dancing. Ooh, boo, 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 boo. Victory in hand, I surf the airways up the long vertical tunnel to arrive in the Conviction Arc from Berserk, also known as Greymoor. It's a spooky and bleak place run by jailers, dudes with scissors, and littered with all kinds of not pleasant looking things. That's not to say there aren't any friendly faces though. There's this baddie in Halfway Home, and also Garment, who's an even bigger goober. That's something worth mentioning. It's not just Bone Bottom, all of the NPCs in this game are worth talking to. Some make silly noises. Most are genuinely charming characters. And then there's the goofy trend of NPCs getting slapped by Hornet because they think they're playing Meat and Fuck Kingdom, Steve.
Meat and Hot?
I figured out how the compass works. Are you proud of me? With my newfound navigation tools, I find my way into the Chapel of the Reaper, complete an easy gauntlet, and get awarded with the best crest in the game in my factually incorrect opinion. Crests are basically new weapons. The Reaper crest, for example, is a heavy attack that activates a brief window on heal that lets you knock some silk balls out of enemies and replenish your meter much faster. It may be slower and thus inefficient, but it just feels right in my hands. And who better to try it on than a genuinely challenging boss. Oh, who are you? The Moorwing is a rush. Almost all of his attacks deal 2 masks, and he has a pretty sizable health pool. I love the mix-ups he does with the little razors he shoots out, especially in the second phase, and you could tell all of this combined, I was having a ton of fun. I got the boss fight jitters, brother, but I'm still gonna fucking win, brother! And I'm dead. Fuck. What we have here is a skill issue. Every death felt like it was my fault. It was just... I'd walk down the aisle with this boss, that's what I'm trying to say. On top of that, I had a genuinely great moment of clarity when I finally beat him. There was literally a moment where I got hit by something fucking stupid, and I thought to myself, it's like, okay, I need a mental reset, and then I just played better. Like, just the act of saying, let's... give me a reset. Also, why is his body like slowly floating away? Like, is it supposed to be doing this? I don't know, past me. I'm pretty sure that's a glitch, but can we just for a second appreciate noticing your thoughts spiraling and just shifting your mindset instead of thinking thoughts like, why aren't you dodging the attack shits for brains? Shit brain? Poo-poo? Dickhead? Fuckface? That's cool. I like that. More of that, please. My reward for beating the Moorwing was a path to the cursed city of Bellheart, a place that has seen better days. I don't know how you can rest in a place like this, brother. I didn't want to stay here too long, so I moved on to Shellwood, which is like the Far Fields, but evil. I hit the classic run everywhere and kill everything move, netting me a memory locket, which expands the tools I can equip to a crest, and I got my first weapon tool, a long pin that can be thrown. Wouldn't it be cool if there was another boss that I could try this out on? Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? Someone call up the Moorwing and let him know we're having a polyamorous wedding. Sister Splinter is another super fun fight. I love jumping around her claw attacks and whacking her, the fact that she can land on you when she's staggered. I loved how the ads bring a good challenge that isn't overwhelming, but when combined with the full screen brambles in the second phase, things get a lot tougher to manage. Like, look at this. What do you want me to do here, bro? That isn't something I'd figure out on my first few attempts. I had been playing for a few hours at this point, and I could feel that fatigue making it easier for shame and self-doubt to creep in while I was playing. It did not take over though, because I would not let it. Not over a fight this fun. I recognized I was running out of steam and made the call to pack things up and come back when I'm hopefully in higher spirits. Hello, my name is Markiplier. Welcome back to Pokemon Penis, an indie horror game that you guys have been recommending en masse. This is the guy who would go on to stomp this boss fight, by the way. I quickly figured out that using the R1 attack instantly destroys every branch it touches, so the fight became easy peasy, especially after also figuring out that you can get Sister to kill her own ads for you.
Vienta.
Yeah, good job. Me? Now that's what I like to hear. My reward is, well, I'll let a very excited live reaction let you know. Leap to rapidly scale height. What, I can just fucking climb walls now? No. No. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, this changes everything. Wait! What the I can go anywhere! What the
Bien,
do you mean? I took that go anywhere part literally, by the way. I spent the next 2.5 hours scouring the map for secrets yet to be uncovered. Now, this isn't a Let's Play or a stream VOD where you're forced to just sit there chained to your chair watching me make no progress for the rest of time, so I'm just gonna give you the spark notes. I found 4 mask shards, which gives me an extra mask. I got a spool upgrade. I found some crests I really didn't want to use, especially when they unequip all your tools so you don't know where you are anymore because you don't have the compass and you can't find a bench anywhere. If there should be a patch for anything in this game, let us change crests right after we acquire them. But the big thing was learning that you could do this cool movement tech. Yeah, it's cool, right? And I fought a few bosses. The first one I found was basically a beefed up version of the big guy that gave me so much trouble back in the Hunter's March, and he had a friend now, so no thank you. Then I came across the Skull Tyrant and lost a couple of times to him too, so I turned around wondering if there was a single enemy in the game I had the persistence to defeat. Turns out there is. This guy. He sprays goop. That's all he does. You're supposed to just run past him, but I desperately needed a W, so a few minutes of careful whacking later, and he was down. Riding off of that momentum, I went and stomped the Skull Tyrant on my first try, which snowballed into me getting the confidence to enter the Hunter's March again. The champion of this area turned out to be the fly enemy, the normal fly enemy, but like, bigger. Cool, dude. Just like Sister Splinter, you can have the Savage Beastfly destroy its own ads for you, and during the horizontal dashes, you can low profile them to give yourself a chance to heal. This one wasn't too bad, and I could feel myself building up more and more confidence as I cashed out my wishes and bought out Chakra's map pins. I also unlocked a ton of fast travel points, so by the time I returned to Bellheart and defeated the Weaver holding it hostage, I was feeling pretty damn good about my chances of beating this game without any more hiccups. You tell I'm setting up for something later. After talking to the free townspeople and being thankful I did because one upgraded my weapon's damage, I took a long hard look at my map and searched for a potential path forward. Some people's eyes might have gravitated towards the big funnel near the starting area, but I set my sights on this big gap above halfway home. Turns out there is a way forward up there. It fucking sucks, but it's up there. Sinner's Road is my favorite. This is the only stretch of the game that I didn't really enjoy, save for maybe one more example. Strike 1, these gross anteater things you grab you with Dark Souls 2 hitboxes and steal 2 masks. Strike 2, this maggot water that slowly eats away at your silk. How do you get rid of it? I didn't know until I met Chakra while covered in this stuff, and Hornet straight up told me. You have to burn a heal in order to recover from it, and the maggots are constantly eating at your silk bar. This is catastrophic for the silk economy. Strike 3, tons of tricky platforming with spikes everywhere. They create a lot of scenarios where you know exactly what you're supposed to do, but it still trips you up anyways. Strike 4, yup, there's more. To my knowledge, there's only one bench in this area, and it doesn't fucking work, meaning when you die, you're going all the way back to halfway home. I'll go ahead and pay you the courtesy that I wasn't given. There's a hidden wall in the top left of this room that you gotta destroy to fix the bench. I eventually figured that out after 20 minutes of runbacks, and as you can imagine, during this whole ordeal I was not exactly calm, but through my anger a similar sentiment from before was shining through. God damn, I beat Celeste! I 100% Celeste! What the fuck is this? To be clear, I think this part of the game is stupid and frustrating, but in the moment I'm still clearly blaming myself for failing to get through it with ease. As if completing much harder games in the past somehow excludes me from being able to make mistakes. When I arrived in the Mist, a Lost Woods style area with a secret that I couldn't uncover, I turned around and went through the other part of Sinner's Road. That spat me out in Bile Water, which is Sinner's Road but with traps, more maggot water, and really annoying enemy placements. That took forever to get through, and at the end of it all was the Mist. So I just made some crazy loop that I still can't wrap my head around making my entire trip through Biowater completely pointless. I'm not gonna lie, I just googled how to get through the mist from there. Turns out I had the right idea trying to play music for the fireflies here, but I didn't hold the song for long enough because it consumes silk, and the only enemies in the mist steal your silk. Again, this is catastrophic for the silk economy. Sowing season is canceled. Even though it was the best thing for me to do for myself in that moment, I was still sitting there thinking thoughts like failure, cheater, or smelly dipshit. And I know I don't have to listen to those intrusive thoughts. I didn't, to be clear. I recognized what was best for me and let all of the other thoughts leave my brain as soon as they came in. And as I approached the gatekeeper of this citadel that I've heard so much about, I hoped that there wouldn't be anything in there that would get me to let those thoughts win. Anyways, this is like one of my favorite boss fights in the game, dude. Go figure, it's a duel, but much more challenging than Lace and thus way more fun. I love her parry mechanic, the neutral stabs, the needle throw, which tripped me up a few times. Honestly, everything, but one thing that got on my nerves was her haircut. Now, I don't have proof, but I am convinced that this haircut has a hitbox because I kept getting clipped by it while I was going for pogo hits. She killed me! The f***? What the f***? The fucking f***? What the f***? Oh, but the downward thrust for the Reaper Crest dips you down a bit, so that's probably why. Like, can't you just be on my side for once? I beat her after a handful of tries. With that victory and a new parry ability in tow, I took the elevator to the next room in high spirits. The Citadel, I'm guessing? Act 2? What do you fucking mean Act 2? What? I thought the game was like almost over. Yeah, welcome to like the halfway point, buddy. Not halfway through the video. Like, God, I hope not. This video is gonna be so long. Lace shows up to insult us, and Hornet ascertains that we're dealing with a god. Wait, we are? I mean, doy, of course we are. I was just talking to her about that, actually. Of course we're dealing with a god. Why wouldn't we be dealing with a god? It's every game we play with a god. But once she leaves, we can take in this breathtaking introduction to the Citadel, the Coral Chambers. It's hard to describe the grandeur of this building. After so many hours of dingy caves and thick forests, it feels like it genuinely should not exist. And I do not belong here. It is such a refreshing shock to the system that is immediately followed up by a familiar feeling. This dude fucking gross. The Citadel has many areas, the slab being the one to the left of the Coral Chambers. And all of these areas combined together tell a very bleak story. The regal, prim and proper main building quickly melts away to show the disaster happening behind the scenes, culminating in a place that looks like it's been through thousands of years of rot and decay. Going underneath the Grand Gate and touring the underworks is my favorite way to experience this contrast. Instead of impressive 3D map kiosks you have to pay for, maps are scribbled by hand and nailed to walls. Instead of switches and levers activating shortcuts, down here rusty chains snap to send pillars of rock careening down to the ground. And with all these diverse locations comes diverse enemies. Factory workers, robots, knights, weavers, big guys, small guys, beekeepers, all offering a fun challenge. They're definitely like rougher enemies, but they don't put them in as many bullshit scenarios. And they never will. Be honest, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good am I at foreshadowing? But among all this cool stuff, I still feel like something is missing. And no, it's not silk spool upgrades, as they're just handing those out like candy at this part of the game for some reason. It's companionship. Chakra isn't around anymore, and there aren't any pilgrims either. It seems like I'm the first one to make it this far. Thankfully though, I did find a place called the First Shrine, which called a flock of pilgrims up to the Citadel. This dude was pissed at me for doing that, but like, I don't know. Pilgrims are our friends, so freaking deal with it, dude. I'm leaving out quite a bit, but I truly was just running around like a chicken with my head cut off, hoping that somebody would give me some form of direction to follow. Little did I know that soon after discovering the shrine, it would be just right around the corner. The The Cogwork Dancers have such a fun boss gimmick. They move on a set rhythm all around the arena that gets faster as you continue to stagger them. They aren't attacking you per se, they're just moving around and then catching you in the crossfire. And while that is very cool, I do think that does make them pretty easy. Even when they move independently from each other, it's all just attacks that are telegraphed an hour in advance. The only times they mess me up is when it was hard to gauge the distance of the attack, like when they go all the way across the screen for horizontal moves. Okay, that almost scared the shit out of me. I thought there was gonna be like a whole second boss fight after that. Maybe in another life you'll get that fight past me, but for now, let's check out our win condition for this game. Regale us our threefold song. You may rise above and worship our kingdom's divine heart. A few pathways opened up, and the 3 melodies I'm supposed to learn were marked on my map for me. Something I wouldn't realize until like an hour from now, but whatever, I started going the right way on instinct anyways. Remember, just because you got stupid brain doesn't excuse you from being lucky. And while sniffing around the ramparts of the Citadel's theater, I stumbled upon my favorite boss fight in the entire game. Oh shit. Give him the entrance, bro. Trobio is the best guy. He's one of those bag of tricks types of bosses where he just runs around and throws things at you, praying that something kills you. Personally, I think the only move to watch out for is the tornado, because it's kinda hard to punish. Other than that, you can respectfully smack his balls away when he lobs them at you, and also just don't stand where things are exploding and you'll be fine. That's not why he's my favorite though. He's the best because he is so damn funny and has so much showmanship and charm. It's adorable. The most charming NPC in the game by far. I'm goated? Fuck yeah. Oh. Ravio! Hell yeah, brother. Oh, great job. Continuing into a lava area, I unlock a new ability, the Claw Line, which is a grappling hook, because every good game has one. I was feeling really good and was having a ton of fun if you couldn't tell. Even when I got scammed into spending top dollar on a tool that makes you dash backwards. Because I mean, why wouldn't you just do your normal dash backwards? It's not like it's that much faster. And what do I even need extra movement abilities for anyways? Have you seen how I navigate in this game? At the end of this area lies a game of Simon Says, yielding a cog heart piece to the victor. Take that back to the worm dude, he reluctantly lets me learn it, and bada bing, that's 1 out of 3, easy peasy. The other 2 should be cake to grab then, right? Who's ready to see the biggest wall that I hit while playing this game? Put your fucking hands down. Alright, y'all. What you see me struggling against is wave 1 of an enemy gauntlet that is 11 waves long with a mini boss, and the final wave is 2 of that boss at once. Throughout this video, when I've gotten upset, I've discredited the reactions, as hindsight has taught me that there was something deeper driving the anger and that the game wasn't to blame. That goes out the window here, because this is just stupid. Why are there fucking 700 of them? Preach past me. This sucks. I hated every single second of it. And unfortunately, the pain was only just beginning. Trying to beat the High Hall's gauntlet wears you down fast, as my average attempt was around 7 minutes long. So when I die and go back to the start, it's like, what? Well, I don't want to do all of this again, so I decided to take a detour, a brief reprieve from the suffering in order to retrieve the other missing melody. This platforming section was no match for the world's greatest Celeste player, and after a short but fun puzzle, the melody was mine. But I really didn't want to go back to that gauntlet the way that I was. I was already kind of kicking myself in my mind for searching the map for more power-ups before going back. But my genuine curiosity for unexplored areas like this mountain to the left of the slab won out in the end. Scaling the mountain netted me the Fey Down Cloak, the double jump after all this time, and wouldn't you know it, it's a huge help with spacing during fights. This alone might be enough to win, but there was one more area that I was curious about. Right above the High Hall's gauntlet is a dark room with a cart you can push around, but nothing to interact with. I thought that was weird, so I came back after acquiring the double jump and hopped around until I found a secret tunnel that led to a weaver nest. After destroying it, they were no more and never spawned spawned in the Citadel again, chopping a huge chunk off of the gauntlet. With both of those in mind, I returned to claim my easy victory. Oh, it's fucking... Fuck. Fuck! Fuck! How are you still not enough? Was what I remember asking myself in that moment. My intrusive thoughts believed I should have been able to overcome this problem as I was, but now that I've gotten help, I still can't win? Why? Because I get nervous fighting two giant bosses with wide swing arcs, which has historically been my weakness. Not to mention, in an enclosed space, with the knowledge that I have to fight 50 guys just to get back here if I lose. Yeah, great excuse, buddy. By the way, those other two crash outs that you had, just like this one, they are all beds that you laid for yourself. You didn't have to be so stubborn chasing that one bench in the Hunter's March. And you don't even have to go through Sinner's Road, Biowater, or the Mist. Ever. That's not even how you're supposed to get to the Citadel. And this, a gauntlet, is giving you this much trouble. That's pathetic. What the fuck kind of story is this anyways? Like, I mess up a few times in a video game and I am so ashamed that I am chastising myself over and over again over a video game that does not matter. That's great. That's really great. Amazing content. Great idea. 6 years trying to make good YouTube videos and I still have no fucking idea what I'm doing. And honestly, I don't know if I ever will. Maybe I'm making a mistake right now, sharing all of this ugly and embarrassing self-loathing. The kind that creeps out when I'm feeling stressed about something that's really important to me. In this instance, a very large video project. But honestly, whether it affects anybody or not, it is still my story to tell and mine to learn and grow from. So, I'll take a page from my own book and run with it. Now and hopefully forever. What did I end up doing, you might be asking? Well, it's not so much about what I did and more so what I won't do. What I won't ever do. And that's stop trying. I started in Shellwood because my brother told me completing a certain wish would net me a huge upgrade. I gave this worm 6 purple flowers and my tools are now poisonous. I collected more mask shards in areas of the map I hadn't filled out yet to give me another mask. I got this amazing passive ability in the mountain that creates an ice sculpture whenever you take damage that hits enemies for crazy damage back. I expanded my tool pouch by completing the log 100 monsters wish from halfway home. I don't even know what my tool pouch is. And I opened a door at the starting area that upgraded my normal crest. With all of these things, I decided to try the gauntlet again off screen. And I lost several times. But I didn't get upset or go Super Saiyan again or anything like that. I successfully dispelled the distortions that were telling me that I was worth less as a person for not completing this with the tools I had at the time. And so I made the best choice for myself possible out of respect for my own time and well-being. I cheated. Special thanks to this video specifically. I would probably still be here if it wasn't for you. See, by this point, I can do the entire gauntlet up to the final wave with my eyes closed. But it turns out if you have this ability that lets you cling to walls, you can just sit up there and the bosses are incapable of hitting you, but you can hit them. If you're wondering if I feel bad about cheesing this final wave, not really. I do wish the story was cleaner and not like, hey, I beat Hollow Knight Silksong with a little asterisk, but I don't regret it at all. After all, this attempt took 9 minutes to finish, which is how long several bosses took me to beat, run back included. Cheesing this fight is what I needed at the time, genuine care from myself instead of this Terrence Fletcher brain drilling me on the fight over and over until I get it right. Oh well, if you can't handle this gauntlet, then you're never gonna be able to handle Act 3. Yeah, you're probably right. Now let's finish this game. Ah, hello again. A rematch with Lace is exactly what I was hoping for. You know me, dual boss fights are my jam, and this is the most exhilarating one yet. The AoE after effects of her dashes, that move, and this beautiful jumping parry that caught me off guard so many times it genuinely surprised me. Like, girl, how on God's green earth did you know where I was going to go so many times? But even when it looked like I was trying to lose by misinputting myself off of the ledge, my ice after image was just too strong for her. Oh shit. Okay. Whoops! Turns out we got duped. Lace wasn't real. She was crocheted by the real boss of the game, Grandmother Silk. I loved climbing up the cradle to get to her. This place felt like a full mask-off showcase of how shitty things really are here. I would assume because of her. So let's get it done. Oh, hey. Dark Souls 2? Grandmother Silk loves throwing these 6 needles at you from across the screen, but I found it relatively easy to intuit where they'll be even if you can't technically see them. And once I learned to dodge her swoop too, I had her successfully downloaded. I'm sorry, Grandmother Silk, but this is my Silksong. Ah, fuck, she got me. Okay, that was just a practice run, it doesn't count. This time with feeling. Phase 2 is basically the same thing, but with these wind gusts restricting parts of the arena. Just don't get lost and you'll be fine. I know I was. Boom. I'm just supposed to like mash it, I get. Yo, the upgrades. It's toilet papered her house, man. I don't know what any of that means, but I'm happy for you though. Final thoughts. What a beautiful game. The art, the movement, the music, the characters, the boss fights, the world. I loved 95% of it. But I think the greatest gift that this game gave to me was proving just how capable we are of getting in our own way. And that things don't have to be like that. It's one of those things you know in the back of your head to be true, but you always need those constant reminders in order to fully believe it. It's a good thing I got it on tape then. Now, I'll just go ahead and leave you guys with my thoughts after the credits, and this has been super fun. Thank you for watching. Let's meet again on the road ahead. Dude, 100%. I'll play whatever the hell you guys make from now on, because, I don't know. Thank you for making this. It's been so much fun. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm about to cry. That makes no fucking sense, but, yeah, just thank you. Just your art, your vision. It's so beautiful, dude. And I can't wait to see more.